Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today we're taking a look at the DC Collectibles Batman animated series Batmobile. Now, I've had this in my collection for some time, but it's one of those things that it's so large, it's really hard to shoot a review for. So now I've kind of got a couple of things set up to where I think I'm going to be able to provide you a decent one. But taking a look at this is probably, it's either number one or number two as far as my favorite Batmobiles ever made. The other one being the Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batmobile from Batman and Batman Returns. But this thing is absolutely beautiful. You see the lines going here. Everything looks so smooth, and it looks like it came right out of the cartoon, which I absolutely love. So the accuracy on this is, I think it's just about perfect. I don't know anything else that they could have done different to make me like it anymore. So it's just a beautiful vehicle, as you can see. So you can see the air ducts kind of right here. They don't go in or anything like that. The black, where this is gray, but it looks like it's a separate piece, but it's gray paint on that piece. This inside here, the rim is gray. The tires are rubber. Kind of coming around here to the front, you can see where the lights are going to be. And this right here is also gray paint. But it's also, a separate piece in there. And just kind of giving you a little 360. As you can see, it's hard to fit it all in frame just because this thing is about, I believe it's 24 inches, 2 feet long. So I'll have some pretty big size comparisons to do a little bit later on, so you can kind of get an idea of how large this thing is. And kind of looking at the back, you can see where the lights are going to be. So you're going to have these 4 lights, the thruster is going to light up, and you're going to also have the tail lights here. The reason I keep on bringing that up is you do have a switch right up under here. Go ahead and switch that. You can also see those rubber tires and the nice treads there, so they're very thick. But now we got the lights going on, and you can see the lights here at the front. So kind of that yellow look there, which looks really good. Even with the light, I have a light like right here shining at it, and does a really good job of lighting up. You can still see it, so they're pretty bright. Here in the cockpit, you can see that I've already got Robin and Batman in there. It will house 2 figures, but I've actually kind of messed around with it. I had Batman, I had Catwoman, and also Batgirl in there. So 2 of the smaller figures in there, and I was able to fit all 3 of them, but wasn't able to put the seatbelts on, obviously, because there's 3 characters. But you can still, with the blue in there, now you can kind of see Batman and Robin in there, which I think is really cool. It doesn't come with any figures, so I just want to make sure that I'm clear on that. Then with the backlights, you can see these lights right here. They look really well. The 4 here and the thruster, which is pretty cool. So I like the light up features. I'm glad they included that because it definitely adds something, to this vehicle besides it just being large and cartoon accurate. Now with the cockpit, you're going to be able to move this forward just like so, and you can see that we have our 2 heroes there. I just want to make sure everything is focused. But they do have seat belts that is a little difficult to get them on, because what you have to do is you have to kind of fold down the cape to fit it up under their butts, so you can press them down all the way. Otherwise, if you try to just keep the cape without folding it, their heads are going to be past the roof here, and it's not going to be able to slide as you see there. But as far as the lights on the inside, you can see that you have the 2 lights right here, and then the television monitor. It also has some nice coloring with the paint here, and also on the steering wheel. And I just wanted to kind of show you the inside with it all lit up. Now you can see that I got the seat belts on both of them. Robin, I was having some issues with. It kept on coming undone, and Batman's pretty much snapped in there the very first time. It hasn't come undone, but the seat belts are. I wish they would click in there a little bit better, and there was like a button to snap it out instead of it. It's kind of a friction joint where it stays in there, and then whenever it has some force, it'll just pop out. Turning the lights off so you can see a little bit better that paint on the inside. You can see there's a little bit of red paint here at the steering wheel. Now the steering wheel doesn't really move that much, and it has no control over the front wheels, but you will see that the front wheels will move some. But no connection with the steering wheel itself. Alright, so taking our heroes out, first off, just kind of lift this arm up, and we'll just kind of pull on this seatbelt, and you can see that it pops right off. when we take Batman out. And you can see what I was talking about. You're gonna, to seat them, you're gonna have to bend his cape up, and he's gonna have to sit on it, kind of like this, and then pull the seatbelt over. With Robin, it's the same thing. The seatbelt will come out a lot easier, or it has been. And you see that I kind of did the same thing with him, where I had his cape kind of up under him, and it's kind of scrunched up there. So that's how you're gonna have to seat your characters. But as far as, so you can kind of see them, scale-wise, have Batman standing next to the Batmobile. That's pretty much, what you're looking at there. We'll go ahead and get Robin as well. So it's scaled very nicely. I absolutely love this thing. Most times I just, point out the facts with these things, and I'll let you guys make your own assumptions whether you think it's good or not. But the Batmobile, this is something I'm really fond of. So I definitely take it with maybe a little bit of bias, but this is my favorite cartoon series of all time, Batman animated series. I think it is. And the toy line, I just love this stuff. So, and I love Batman. So. But as far as the seats, they do have the bottom seat, not necessarily a back section, but it looks like they painted some headrest here. There's the little clips for the seat belt, so you can kind of see that you just that are a little hard to get because you have a limited amount of area that you can work in the cockpit. But that's what it looked like, all snapped together and everything. Now the stick shift here. This is just a soft rubber. So if you kind of mess with that too much, I could see that eventually breaking. It doesn't, go from different gears. It just stays right there. And this closes, nicely. So I haven't had any problems with that. And connects very well. So here's a look at the Batmobile. We'll turn on the lights, one more time right here. So you can kind of see that, but just a gorgeous vehicle. I absolutely love it. Now, as far as comparisons, I said I was going to do some comparisons with you guys, so let's go ahead and grab the first one. We're going to leave the Batmobile like this, and here is, which I plan on doing at some point, the 6-inch, or the 6-inch TIE Fighter pilot from the Star Wars Blackline series. Will this thing even go up all the way? Having to deal with a different stand and different background. But you can kind of see, if you had them both, setting on the ground from the tail lights and up, he is 24 inches tall. Grabbing, one more thing. And most of you guys, if you're Transformer fans, you know who this guy is. So we got Fort Max getting in there. He is 2 feet tall. And then we're going to grab Batmobile and stand it up against the wall as well. As you can see, it is taller. So there's just kind of a quick little look at the Batmobile and get Fort Max out of here. He has nothing to do with Batman. But I just wanted to take a couple of the larger things that I own in my collection and kind of do some comparisons for you guys. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.